February is here again, and somehow the shortest month of the year has become one of the best for video game releases. I'm here to show you as many as I can, from the AAA to the free-to-play and the hidden gems along the way. This video is sponsored by Arknights Enfield, the 3D real-time strategy RPG with a unique factory builder. I'll tell you more about that very soon. New games, February 2026. I'm Adam, hello there, let's do this. The biggest game of the month is Resident Evil Requiem, the 9th mainline entry in the survival horror series and the 30th game overall. Back in the spotlight is Leon S. Kennedy, returning to the remains of Raccoon City, and it's as zombie-filled as ever. A cool touch added is that all those Walking Dead minions now keep in character, so if they were window cleaners before the incident, there's still a part of them that wants to continue washing windows. It makes everything so much more unnerving, as you never know if you can get past safely without alerting them. Leon is joined by a new protagonist, Grace Ashcroft, an FBI analyst who finds herself in the same place her mother died years earlier. Oh, and Grace has limited field experience, so while Leon becomes John Wick, roundhouse kicking everything in his way, Grace will play it more stealthy, giving us two distinct playstyles. Another great inclusion is a choice of playing first or third person and switching anytime you like. Resident Evil Requiem lands on the PS5, the Xbox Series, the PC, and Switch 2 on February 27th, and I cannot wait. High on Life 2 lands on February 13th, the first-person shooter from the same twisted minds that brought us Rick and Morty. The vibrant coloured world picks up years after the original, and now we are a bona fide bounty hunter tracking down our kidnapped sister, armed with sentient guns called Gatlians. These things chatter away constantly, and although everything here looks family-friendly, it sure is not. Each of our talking guns mimic typical weapon archetypes, like a shotgun, a pistol, that kind of thing, while each has a secondary function, like the knife for parrying projectiles. This time around we have a new mode of transport too, a skateboard, and that's because High on Life 2 is much more Metroidvania inspired this time around, with 3 large hub worlds that we'll need to cross and backtrack through many times, so a skateboard definitely helps. All in all, Squanch Games team have listened to the feedback from the first game, and that makes me very hopeful that this is going to be something special. Time will tell, coming to PS5, Xbox and PC on February 13th, with a Switch 2 version a month later. Coming sooner than that, in fact it's out right now, it's Arknights Enfield, a real-time strategy RPG in which we explore and defend the planet of Talos 2. Our purpose is to transform the world through a factory builder, making Arknights Enfield essentially 2 games in one. We are the Endministrator and put together a team of up to 4 operators to defeat any threats we face. There's 24 playable operators at present, and each is unique with their own combat role in the team depending on class, weapon, or the element they harness. And just look at the combat, it's all about coordination and timing. But it does go deeper than that, with perfect dodges to master as well as inflictions and status effects to gain the edge on the battlefield. And on the other side of gameplay is our factory. We construct and expand this place to create a super satisfying pipeline of resources. These then feed into our progression, both in the story and the operators we use, as well as creating more of these zip lines to get around the world rapidly. And that speed really matters because Enfield's world is built around exploring multiple regions, and each of those has its own visual style and gameplay to discover. Arknights Enfield is free and it's out right now on PS5, PC and mobile, and by downloading the game now you'll have up to 135 free pulls, a 6-star operator, Ardalia, and more to discover. If you'd like to know more, click the link in the description. Co-op gaming fans, you most definitely should check out Reanimal, another survival horror game, but really it's a creepy platformer based around hide and seek. There's 2 huge things you should know about Reanimal. First, it has a friend pass, just like It Takes Two and Split Fiction, as only one person must own the game for another one to play for free. The other noteworthy point is all about Little Nightmares. The first and second games were sublime, yet the third was quite poor, to be honest. Well, it turns out the game's director left after the second game to start their own studio, and Reanimal is their first game. It's clear to see the DNA and the environmental storytelling in Reanimal are similar to Little Nightmares, so if you love those, you'll love this. Gameplay has us outthinking enemies much bigger and stronger than us, making Reanimal more of a puzzle game than anything else, and I bet by the end of it we'll all be searching on YouTube for someone to explain the ending. Reanimal hits the big 4 on February 13th. So one player there got to play for free, so let's look into more free-to-play games this month. And today, as I'm saying this, Highguard is only a couple of hours away from being released. It may actually be out by the time you watch this. The first-person PvP raid shooter, in which we ride medieval horses, armed with futuristic weapons, while possessing abilities you'd normally see in a hero shooter. It looks like an attack and defend multi-stage fight where items, like a sword here, must be claimed in battle to then unlock the next phase in the heist. To say it's been a tough month for the devs since a Highguard reveal would be an understatement, yet we really should keep in mind it's from some of those people who gave us Titanfall and Apex Legends. The online grifters already hate this game, but I'm gonna give it a go, will you? Highguard lands today on PS5, Xbox Series and PC. Over on PS Plus Essential, the first game has been leaked a couple of days early, and although I can't confirm this until Wednesday, it's a pretty safe bet. It's Undisputed, the boxing game in which we start a career as a sluggish amateur and climb all the way to world title fights. The character creator is a lot like the one in WWE games, yet in this one we can meticulously change our fighting style to mimic real pros, or a combination of many. I'll tell you more details on Wednesday when it's officially confirmed, as I have to admit, when I played this at launch, I only gave it like a 62, 63 out of 100, but I've been assured it's been hugely improved since. Let's put a pin in that till Wednesday. A free game that was not on my radar in the slightest snuck out this week, Sega FCC, or Sega Football Club Champions. If you're from the US, this is a soccer management sim. For everyone else in the world, this is a football management sim. A super popular game inside Japan, this one is now trying to go worldwide. The blurb says we start off choosing our hometown and building a reputation to one day compete in the major European leagues. Not only will we be hiring and firing our staff and our players, we'll be responsible for the tactics and the day-to-day running of the club. I was unsure if this followed real footballers, but then I saw the tagline for the game: real players, real leagues, real football. So Championship Manager, Football Manager has a new competitor, Sega Football Club Champions. It's out right now on PS4, PS5, PC and mobile. If Souls-like games are your thing, Nioh 3 is here on February 6th. Following on from the original game, a new Shogun must be named, and of course it's you. And the world is now filled with yokai and supernatural beings we must defeat. Combat follows the Souls-like formula you've seen 100 times before, with a few additions, like regaining our stamina with a button click following a combo. A little blue spurt pops out as a prompt. The most impressive update sees the legendary samurai gameplay now include ninjas. Essentially, we have two builds on our character and we can switch between them. One is a noble and strong samurai, the other is a quick and nimble ninja. Each have their own pros and cons, and it's up to the player to choose wisely. Nioh 3 hits PS5 and PC on February 6th. Suda51's next game releases this month. Romeo is a Deadman, and to call this gory and gruesome would be an understatement. Get this premise though, we play as Romeo, who is taken out by a zombie face eater from another dimension. Somehow he is kept alive by his granddad, who then becomes a patch on his jacket. Weird, right? Now Romeo hunts down those beings after becoming a dead man walking. This Romeo actually has a girlfriend called Juliet, and she's one of the first names on the list to hunt down. As you can see, it's very much hack and slash, so if you've played Suda's other games like Lollipop Chainsaw, you'll get the fighting style needed to succeed. Romeo is a Dead Man launches on February 11th on the PS5, Xbox Series and PC. Out of nowhere, Styx is back. Styx Blades of Greed is the third game in the series in which we play as a goblin in a stealth adventure. It feels a lot like Lord of the Rings with elements of Assassin's Creed and Tomb Raider. Styx has a range of abilities that begin with ranged darts and fiendish traps, but get much more elaborate, like puking out a clone of himself, or using a new ability of mind control. Our job is to infiltrate strongholds unnoticed, yet our combat skills have improved massively from the previous games, but most definitely Styx likes to be in the shadows. Oh, and he also breaks the fourth wall constantly like a goblin Deadpool. Styx Blades of Greed drops on February 19th. February also brings a host of remakes, remasters and reimagined games, so here's one from all those columns. A game that I was certain was a remaster is Yakuza 3, but supposedly it's much more than an up-resed port, it's a remake. We pick up with Kiryu living peacefully running an orphanage, and this is where most of the new content has been added. We legit run this place. We get dad experiences. There's literally a dad stat. So it's a parent life sim. From helping kids with their homework, to chores we must complete, to mini games, from sewing up clothes to playing sport in the garden. It's absolutely packed. There's even cooking and farming. It's a really big element of this remake. But Yakuza is known for walking the streets, fighting multiple people at once, and that's all here, and the combat has been streamlined and improved. Also included is the side story Dark Ties that gives more context about the bad guys in Yakuza 3 Kiwami, and that's launching on February 12th. And for our reimagined game, it's Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, and look at the visual changes. This was all pixel art and sprites back in the year 2000, and now it's somehow totally overhauled, but still has that quirky charm to it. Although I gotta admit, I'm getting Team America vibes a little bit. Dragon Quest VII is still a faithful JRPG with turn-based combat, which is much quicker this time around, and gives us notes to tell us which attacks are super effective or not. Let's thank Pokemon for that one. It's a tiny change, but it will save new gamers hours of trial and error gameplay. Away from combat, the missions and storyline structure are pretty much untouched. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined drops on February 5th. Anyway, I owe you some dad jokes. I apologise in advance. I bought a racing snail. He was great at first, but he was getting tired, so I took off his shell. To be honest, it made him more sluggish. That's clever to me. I really like that one. I can't believe viruses and bacteria just invade your body without permission. Ugh, it makes me so sick. Literally. I recently visited the world's smallest wind turbine exhibition. Not a big fan. It's bad, but yeah, it's bad. What's made of leather and sounds like a sneeze? A shoe! I think that one's older than me. And to end, one I'm ashamed of. We threw a party for my blind friend Dave. He was so surprised, he didn't see it coming. And I'm going to hell for that one. I'm Adam, you're awesome, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time.